At some point, it kind of feels like you're fighting a gorilla with a pool noodle, you know? She just BKB blinks on you and you get 2-shot, and you're like, all right, well,
Yeah, okay.
I had fun for a while, but pool party's over.
Was the pool noodle effective when the gorilla was younger? Did it work when it was a...
I don't know, maybe he's allergic to styrofoam or something, you never know.
I guess that's one way to get him. All right, Gaming Gladiators. So what does... You don't like this lineup. You said it's not your weapon of choice, but how does this weapon work? If it's going to be effective, if they're going to get the W here, how do they get that?
Well, I wouldn't say I don't like their lineup. It's just, it's a very, like, the first 4 feel like you need a hero last pick that can bring up a lot of the slack in that mid and late game if things go wrong. Obviously, if you dominate the early game with this Jakiro Mars, you can just run them over, and this TA won't have anywhere to farm, and Chantress can play that style super well. But AM definitely picks up a lot of the slack. I think it was the best pick they could have gotten here, even with that TA matchup. And they're going to take early fights.
Yeah, they are. In fact, they go for the mana burn right away. Nice 2-man stun there from Toby to try and get everybody out, including himself.
Give it to your boy, AM.
Low. They're going to give it to him? No. Boom this time takes it. Last time it was Celery. This time it's Boom. Durancio going to be left out in the cold because he can't even blink back to lane.
Very reminiscent of last game. I think they also fed First Blood at that exact rune spot to an Enchantress slow, and I guess they didn't learn their lesson, but...
I mean, they won game 1, you know? Why not just repeat the formula?
Well, this time it went to Boom and not Celery, so there's a little bit of a difference there.
So he's going to have the really fast bottle, which he has already bought, and it's going to be coming in pretty quickly. Last time around, though, also Boom was bullying Stormer, but now Stormer's got a range to your Pugna at that. So
yeah, I refuse to believe this lane is that easy for Mars, so that First Blood definitely helps him a lot.
Yeah.
But the big lane for me is, it's kind of this Jakiro lane. Like, if you're going to play core Jakiro, and you're going to put him up against the TA, you need to get a lot done, as we see. Antimage just might go down. Yeah,
they're punishing him for the level 1 mana burn, so they may have gotten First Blood in part because of that choice and the extra damage that was presented, but now he also dies in lane because of it.
I mean, this is like your one window to kind of abuse AM in this matchup, is the level 1 strength. Particularly when Ench with Enchant has really no trade mechanism, so if you just go on the AM, he'll suffer this level 1 for sure. And this is a really good start for them in this lane. Because, of course, once you get your mana burn, you're not going to have that aggressive potential for much longer. This is where you really got to make it work.
Panic.
Celery just still getting bullied.
Yeah, he would have actually killed Celery there if the concussive shot had actually landed on the Enchantress, I think. But out of vision for just a half second, and it bounced over to the AM instead.
This guy is out of mana. Normally you see people kind of suicide in this position, just get back full, and then you can keep the lane pressure up. But choosing to stay on the lane, interesting selection. And Sand King completely out of mana now too, so it might even go down here.
Yeah, all your offensive threat is gone. Toby, he's going to be the one to die here. Durancio does take a lot of damage in return, but as you said, Katomi is out of mana, so.
Yeah, health regen for what?
Yeah.
Your boy's dead, so. And he still has no mana. I feel like you have to remedy this to some degree.
Yeah. I mean, this is supposed to be one of those matchups that is really bad for the Sand King, right? Anti-Mage just is like, Sand King's already susceptible to early lane bullying, and Anti-Mage is one of the fiercest bullies in that regard with his mana burn, so.
Yeah, this matchup's pretty bad throughout the entire game just because AM naturally has such a high magic resistance. Even when you're lowering it with an E-Blade, even when you're going on in fights, there's that pool noodle analogy back in action. You know, sometimes it feels like you actually are hitting AM with a pool noodle with this hero. Let's see, what is bottom lane looking like? Some support on
looking
support
like
action.
Fishman is going to get the
Fairy
kill.
Fire.
No, it doesn't get it during the Nightmare, and he gets off the Fairy Fire as a result. Oh, Tofu turns around and gets the kill first. Oh, what a read by Tofu. Well played.
And a salve out of that, so Fishman at the negative GPM here in the early game. Oof. And Ace pretty much in full control of this lane. T is just jungling at level 3, which if I was going to pick a carry to do this, it's probably TA and maybe Terrorblade, but definitely not ideal. This is the type of game where when you force her off the lane this early, think about 3 or 4 minutes from now if Enchantress and Weaver are battling in your jungle areas. This TA might just get destroyed in terms of her tempo.
Nice stun gives an opportunity for some good mana burn. Toby is going to have to use the Burrow Strike to back out, but Dota2 is going to pursue.
Body block.
Slowing down Toby even more. Good body blocking.
Mango too.
And he pops the Mango, still dying to the last hit from the Anti-Mage. What a disaster.
This matchup is just so hard. It's really the hardest matchup for Sand King, I think, almost at all points of the game. That's why I was surprised they gave this last pick AM, because I mean, the panel was discussing some of the other bands like Gyro. Like, Gyro is not nearly as annoying as this anti-mage for this hero, so choosing to play against it, and they do have like this good TA matchup, but the downside is this TA, she's not going to be super accelerating this game just because that is what Jakiro will do in this matchup. Her payoff's later when she gets that Desto Blink BKB, and she can go in and 2-shot supports or 3 or 4-shot some of these cores. But if she gets stuck in this early laning phase, could be some trouble being set up here for Entity.
So side lane's kind of the problem here for Entity. But their mid lane matchup going very well. Stormstormer 38-5. That's got to be like some easy camp creeps, right? No, he's actually 2,700 net worth. He is that far ahead.
Yeah, he's really farmed. He's been farming this small camp. He's already level 6.5, almost a full level above this Mars. Pretty much exactly what you want to see out of this matchup. So you see Fishman's just left alone. He's so sad. Where's my carry, guys? He's already in the triangle.
Oh no, Toby. He pops Sandstorm. Hey, the upside, no more mana. Means Animage doesn't do very much damage to you. They're going to turn around and try and go for Celery, but he's already got the heal going on. I think that's going to be enough to live. Oh, barely. Barely. Katomi is going to lose all of his mana as well, so Dota2, he doesn't need to get the kill in this situation. Just leaving them neutered is good enough. Ace, he's going to be sucked down by Stormer, and that's going to be a second kill now for Entity.
This is a nice rotation for Pugna because it kills this Jakiro's level 1 catapult timing, which he went 3 points liquid fire thinking, oh, you know, TA left my lane, it's an empty lane, haha. And instead he gets killed on the backside and his catapult gets taken out, so it's going to slow down this Jakiro's first move in this game, which is opening up this tier 1 bottom by a long time.
Also pretty good synergy. When they throw the bugs out and then they put the liquid fire on them, they have that lower attack speed so they can't get rid of the bug as quickly.
Yeah. It's like Phoenix Weaver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't play that lane, though.
No, don't. Definitely don't.
But Gladiators looking towards mid. They have the Imba Dark Troll Summoner. They have a DD on Mars. So you're going to have to be careful here. If you get arena'd, you're probably going down. But Entity do have the range here to kind of play this poke game.
They certainly do.
You can't poke skeletons, though. They just take your tower.
That's true. Look at him. He's trying to drain away the Dark Troll Summoner. They do manage to kill it, so that threat is now gone.
TA is just here, too. You know, she's already level 6.
It's not fair how quickly that hero jungles.
This hero's so stupid sometimes.
He got pushed out of lane at level 3. It's not supposed to be possible for you to jungle this quickly.
I mean, he's basically higher level than Jakiro. Jakiro died once.
Yeah.
He like didn't even lane this game. He went jungle level 3. So if you don't get messed up in the jungle, you're basically just a normal net worth. You can still hit your items. That's the downside.
Yeah. Gross.
And they'll move Sand King bottom. So again, trying to defend this tower, slow down this Jakiro's game progression. The more this happens, he loses some effectiveness because he would really like this tower to be dead now. And, you know, going into these early jungle areas, constricting where this jungle TA can farm. Instead, he has to deal with this double brace or Sand King. It's just super annoying under this tower. This is where he needs his supports to come help him, because AM's self-sufficient. You want this Vanguard build, which we saw earlier. The strength of this build is you're a lot tankier on lane, really hard to gank, harder to bully, so it's going to free up your supports. So the upside is you have to use that freedom to do something. And that's where I would really like to see Celery combine with Boom, combine with Tofu, make these tier 1 pushes happen, because Entity is not going to be able to bring all their heroes to these tower defenses. They don't want to. It's hard.
I'm a little bit surprised they're focusing so much in mid instead of enabling their Jakiro.
Yeah, who's getting ganked again. And this is really bad, because this is not an offlaner you can just leave alone like this if he's getting ganked.
Yeah, I feel like this is a 1-2 step process. Instead of they're trying to do both at the same time. If they help Jakiro take bottom, then Jakiro can help them take mid. But instead, they're kind of trying to do both at once, and while it does allow them to take the mid tower, their Jakiro is tumbling downwards in the net worth chart.
Yeah, it's not it's not ideal for this Jakiro's game. I'll tell you that much. This hero, when he goes this build and he's a core, he's really strong. So you want to fight around him. Like, you're happy if they bring heroes to him, but you need the heroes to take that fight. Yeah. He's not going to 1v3, 2 cores at minute 7. So I feel like they really should be playing around him a bit more, open this tier 1 and get in that jungle, because all of this is going to slow your game down.
Well, now with the Weaver here, looks like they should finally be able to take that safe lane tower. Toby's not even trying to defend it, but nice read.
Oh, he didn't get the burrow out in time.
Yeah, he got caught by the spear like mid-burrow or something.
Was he just stuck on it?
Like, that does happen sometimes.
It looked like he was just stuck on it. Pretty unlucky, but
yeah,
that'll secure this bottom tower. And Gaimin Gladiators up a little bit of net worth here at the 10 minutes, but doesn't mean too much. It's kind of a matter of what do they do with this space that they have. How much can they invade this enemy triangle? How long does this top tower stand versus Pugna? Which this is still a full HP tower, so they could choose to defend it.
Yeah, especially with these other towers already been taken. Dota2 just kind of fooling around with them. Earlier, he got a really nice spell shield.
I mean, this AM's strong. He has Vanguard and Claymore already. He has a Mana Void. This Pugna, this guy's got a big mana pool to Mana Void, even this early in the game. Like, I would take this fight if I'm Gladiators.
Yeah, they're coming over already. 2-man smoke. Enchantress and Boom's Mars coming in from behind. Immediately silenced up, though. Boom. Not able to get off the immediate arena. No arena, in fact. 20 seconds left on that cooldown, so.
I think this is still good, though. Like, there's no reason to give up free map control to Radiant at the moment, especially when you're so much stronger and you picked for some of this early game domination. Like, you're itemizing for the early game, you're picking for the early game. No reason not to take those types of fights if Entity's going to give it to you by trying to push.
Yeah. Stormer just keeps on killing all the hard cam creeps that Celery's throwing around with this drain. At the same time, not able to pressure the towers like they wanted to. Early, they tried to go for a combination. Okay, Dota2 just throws out the casual ultimate at Stormstormer. Oh, that's cute. Using the little push from the owlbear. Oh, God, I always forget their name. Wildkin.
Wildkin Ripper?
Wildkin Ripper, yes.
I don't know what's ripping about it, but something apparently.
And maybe that's what he says when he tosses you around. Ripping, dude.
I somehow doubt that one. We'll see a Mars Blink, though. So he is having a faster game than last time, and we'll see if he can make something happen with it. I feel like last game he had this Orb of Corrosion. He had some other stuff that didn't get a lot done on the map. And this game, I think he wants to get a lot more done because Jakiro's not going to initiate fights for you. So it's kind of like he's playing Stormstormer's role from last game on this tanking. Like, fast blink, make stuff happen with your supports, take the fights wherever Entity is willing to give them to you. And I mean, this AM's still top at 12 minutes. Like, this tower's alive. He's chilling. I feel like Gaimin Gladiators are feeling pretty decent about this early game. They still want to make something happen, but Jakiro, he's pretty farmed at this point. He's had bad deaths, but he's just been chilling in this bottom jungle.
It seems like Entity are the ones this time around just all banking on their hard carry, farming up the triangle. As long as he's safe, as long as he keeps on farming, we'll pull through, guys. I don't know if that'll actually be the case, though.
This is where if they're going to huddle on this triangle like this, so they're going to make a move, but I was about to say, if they're going to huddle there, you need to make sure you're abusing it, out-farming them, taking over the whole map, or you're just confident enough you can smoke and fight them. We'll see. Boom might get caught here with a grip.
Really nice grip, too. There's nobody nearby.
That's a sad death. He really wanted to use this blink to be the guy who's, killing TA or killing this Pugna, not the other way around. Now Crystallis is here hitting your mid tower.
Yeah. Stormstormer joining him, too. Ace looking to defend, but getting shoved away by Stormstormer. They're going to go on Crystallis here,
really
and
far.
They are going to be able to do some decent amount, but until Dota2 immediately gets down, so he's a little bit skittish about sticking around, so he backs away. Really nice macro pyre, though. A beautiful one from Ace with a slowdown. It's certainly enough to be able to get the kill on Fishman, and did a good amount to the Templar Assassin as well. So, tower defended. Entity retreat back to their side of the map to keep farming on the TA.
Chikiro's just out of resources, but this is where you really want to get to that enemy side of the map and punish them for being low resources or committing to a move like that. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised Crystallis was playing that aggressive on a tower like that. I mean, I almost felt suicidal that Decrep bailed him out, but still, like, the fact that he just walked away there versus an Edge Slow or some Mana Void that can come out, it is a bold move for sure.
Yeah.
Dire are scanning.
Stellar just keeps on poking at this top tier one. He was doing it earlier with the Dark Troll Summoners. Just kind of forcing somebody to constantly be defending. Right now it's the Sand King just chilling.
I like
Stormer's still top net worth though.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
he's up there. He went this bots build too, so it's going to help him scale and play the map.
They're like, all right, I'm tired of this nonsense from this Enchantress, but they can't actually punish him. It wasn't enough damage. Now he's been healed up to full, but Stormer is here. Pugna's really good at killing Enchantress in that regard, and he'll get burned down. Killing spree for Stormer is, once again, he continues to stay on top of the network. Oh,
Arena.
no! A missed Arena. Did not catch Crystallis inside.
Radiant's bottom tower
And,
is under attack.
I mean, that is just... Yeah, we've been waiting for that big Blink Dagger Arena move onto the Templar Assassin for quite some time. Boom just hasn't been able to make it work.
Their lack of jumps and stuns, I feel like it's just really hurting Ace. Like, Chikiro's a hero that really wants to follow up on stuff. Same with Weaver, but who's starting it for them? Even in these like random jungle areas or pushing the triangle or these mids, like we've just seen it. A lot of smokes, a lot of moves, but not a lot of payoff. That's kind of the downside of some of these lineups where it just feels hard to use your strength sometimes. And you can use it to out-farm the enemy, but even if it's okay, it often doesn't feel that great. I do like this Doraccio, though. He was farming up some triangle. He disassembled his Vanguard for this Battle Fury. It'll be interesting to see what he uses this Fit Booster for later. Tofu just playing with his food.
Yeah, Tofu.
Radiant's bottom tower
Escape
is
out
under
the other
attack.
side. I mean, he's a vegetarian. What does playing with his food really imply?
Dire's middle tower is
I don't know. Maybe he is the food. Put it that way.
SVG just gave me the weirdest look like, what the hell are you talking about?
I legit had no response to that one. I'm going to be upfront. But
I mean, I was just saying, usually playing with your food applies to carnivores, you know? They have some sort of prey, like a cat.
well, he's playing with he's playing with the meat substitute, you know? It's fine. There's plenty of good vegan options these days, Cap.
True.
Don't be a hater.
Should not shut those down. All right, well, BKB is coming in pretty soon. Do you think that Entity are, because they've been just kind of like holding on their side of the map, excluding that one smoke that they did, with a BKB TA, do you think they're going to try and be active, or are you going to wait for Deso, or are you going to wait for Blink Dagger? Like,
Well, this is pretty active.
This is a perfect catch. And
Look
Weaver,
at the Weaver too?
yeah, no stuns, so he's just kind of like, I'm trying to help you, bud, and then he just gets swept up in the incoming tide of Entity heroes. Toby catches him, 2 kills for 1.
I mean, that's basically the best target you can find because this game's a lot about TA versus anti-mage timings and who gets strong enough to where they can join their team first. And TA is always going to hit that a little faster in games like this, but ideally you want your anti-mage pressuring the map so when they do go for some early Roshan, when they do try and invade your side of the map, they're getting punished on the back end. Every time AM dies, TA gets free reign to kind of choose if he wants to commit to not. And I think they're thinking about it here.
Yeah.
Does have BKB, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Only 5 seconds left for the AM to come back. So in this matchup between AM and TA, are there specific items to look out for when the TA feels strong and when, well, actually, my bigger question is, when does the AM feel strong to come back?
I mean, AM's fight a lot this game is like killing everybody else in a way, right? It's getting a huge mana void off Sand King or Pugna. It's annoying the supports. I could even see him go into Ags build this game. I think it's really good. Throw some of these illusions on the Skywrath, on the Bane. It just completely disrupts your team fight, and it'll allow his team to kind of win the fight for him, and TA dies last, right?
Yeah.
The only time TA is dying is she gets like speared into all of their damage, because there is no stun follow-up. So there's even a chance she can get BKB off, she can get Pugna saved. It's not always going to be reliable. But generally, you know, if AM gets to his 4th+ item, maybe some Scotty build, some Ags build later on, he can man fight this TA with the Manta Pop blinking on her if her team is not with her. And that's kind of the AM's game plan. Like, I'm not just going to go on TA and man fight her, but if your supports are dead, you're plugging the cannon into the fight, one of your cores is getting mana voided for 2,000 damage. Like, I'm going to win the fight before you can kill my team.
Sure. All right, so it's just a race to see who can kill the enemy backline first. And, well, Crystallis, they're finally making that commitment to doing Roshan here. Gaimin Gladiators are all on the other side of the map, so this is pretty much free. We're going to see a tier 2 trade-off for Roshan. Do you think Gaimin Gladiators, is this an intentional choice? Do you think they know Roshan's going on, and we're saying, okay, we're going to try and get this tier 2 first?
Yeah, they know. It's a pretty hard contest to fight into that Pugna Ward, into the Sand King counter initiation, the Sandstorm. Especially when AM's not really going to join you that fight, like 100%, right? Maybe he can come in and clean up with something, but it's hard to do it around the pit when they're going to have the vision there already.
This was so cool. Nice two-man stun. Entity, they set that all up by smoking before the Roshan died.
Yeah, very nice.
So then, like, the Gaimin Gladiators, they see, oh, Roshan's dead. Okay, they'll probably be here in, like, 6, 7, 8 seconds, but they're already there. Entity was already set up, ready to go. They didn't get a big core pick off, but still, the 2 supports was a nice little payout for them. Zorachi just
juking it.
He's just throwing around mana blades, or pump faking rather, mana blades.
Crystallis is just itemizing for raw damage here. He's not going this Deso into Blink. He's thinking about just the Deso straight into Daedalus here. So we could see some early siege action or some early just, hey, we're going to force the fight, force the objectives, make you come into us, and when that AM blinks in, just delete him. This is not like I'm going to blink in with my Sand King type deal, right?
Oh, the Blink Dagger pickup almost catching, well, it is full catch, Ace, is the... Tomi is going to be saved. That bit of damage over time, there was a chance he could die to it, but there was the Pugna to be able to help him out. Mid lane, oh, this would have been big, but Dyrachyo, they just do not have quite enough damage in the tank just yet. Maybe if they did have that Deso right now, it would be a dead Dyrachyo.
Do get bottom tower off that, which will help AM split push later. They're getting a decent amount out of the map, but that Jakiro death hurts. That's kind of that pool noodle action, Sometimes this hero, he can seem a little underwhelming with all his net worth.
Yeah, when he's dying now, like, I really don't know what Jakiro does from here on out, item-wise and such.
I mean, stay alive in the fight, get a shard at some point, and then lay in the damage. He'll win the fight after BKBs and initial spells are out. But talking about initial spells, one thing Entity's lineup does not lack is jump burst damage. They have it in spades. So just Jakiro here wants to take long fights. He really wants to get multiple rounds of all his spells out. If 1 or 2 heroes die right off the bat, you're not going to have that opportunity. That's kind of the name of the game here for Entity, and they're just smoking after kills, like instantly looking for the next play. Trying to abuse some of this trap vision too. It's one of the best things about this TA hero. Even while she's farming, she can sometimes help you find some of these things across the map.
And there it is. Ace. Oh. He just came alive. The self-Yules will buy him only a small pittance of time before he eventually goes down to Katomi anyway. And now, Entity. Early tower pushes, you said, may be a real possibility for Entity, and they're already starting it now in this tier 2.
They're getting ratted on the side lanes, though. So these things are costing you in terms of AM powering up, and this Weaver's pretty farmed as well. See if he can actually put it to use in some of these engagements. He just gets blown up too.
Stormer healing Crystallis, but at the same time he's like, nah, but I do want the last hit on the tower though. That's the tax right there.
Always gonna take that. Or you're always gonna try.
That's true. This is gonna be hard. You see Tofu's going for the Aghanim Scepter on Weaver.
Yep.
And we talked about all that burst damage. I mean, if he is in the right place at the right time, it could be beautiful. But
oh yeah,
at the same time, doing that against heroes like Skywrath Mage, Instant Silence, Burrow Strike, you Burrow Strike through a target, through your initial one, you could potentially catch the Weaver who's sitting behind him. So it's going to be hard for Tofu if he even does get that Aghanim Scepter in time.
super high impact though if he ever lands it, and
Yeah.
it's still a long ways off. But yeah, like Gaimin Gladiators, they're gearing up for that late game anyway with the anti-mage, so they're not afraid to itemize for that part of the game. We'll see. Celery's trying to bait the jump.
Okay, he does bait the jump. They manage to hit the ice path onto Toby, and they're going to go for the kill on it. They are going to be able to quickly kill him. Oh, the Nightmare. He still dies immediately. Crystallis
AM looking
playing
for
around
the
the
support.
side. Yeah, Duraccio, he's going to be able to find Fishman, so fast kill there as well. But Crystallis, they got to be careful of this damage. Ace, he's being chased down. Stormer trying to get himself away from Duraccio. They're going to deal with the ward first, and then boom, in time will help Duraccio try and corral some of these heroes.
Aegis for 10 more seconds here.
They can just burn him out of mana right now and then go for the rest of the heroes. The silence
Don't kill him.
inside of the
Don't
pit.
kill him.
Okay, they're going to leave Crystallis. He's got 5 more seconds. Somebody kill me. Somebody kill me. And boom, actually does take that opportunity because he would die either way. He's like, I got to save my own life by being able to kill Crystallis. He gets out of the pit. They go for Stormer. BKB is worn out now. If they could just catch him in a spear, Stormer's certainly dead. Boom. Catching up the blinks. Stormer's just going to have such a hard time keeping away from this one. He's got another decrep. Okay.
Take that tower in the
Deal with the
meantime.
tower real quickly. The spear goes out, but it doesn't actually pin him. Stormer, can he juke this one out? Toby's joining him now. He tries to turn around.
Might just die
No,
too.
Toby's not going to be able to help. In fact, Toby's going to be in trouble here. Ghost Scepter by him a little bit of time. Duraccio actually taking off the Nightmare off of Fishman with the spell shield hit, and Fishman sleeps himself as a result.
The
Slowed down.
Manta
Duraccio's
dodge.
going to be able to catch up to him, finish him off perhaps, but he's got to be careful. The TA and Crystallis catches him. The damage is finally there from the Templar Assassin, killing the carry of Gaimin Gladiators.
That fight lasted so long, TA could actually get back to the same fight and finish off the anti-mage. But this AM is so annoying for their lineup because he doesn't care about Crystallis. Like, Crystallis cannot get on him because he doesn't have the blink. He might have had the shard for that fight, but I'm not sure. Those are his best tools to help his team deal with this AM. But honestly, just super annoying. Like, these counter spells, blinking in, he can choose his targets. TA here, it's a lot harder for him to engage. He kills a courier, but like,
Yeah.
this AM is just in killing your team, and you're not killing his team back at the same rate, it feels like. I mean, Jakiro, sure, you know, but...
And this is all Duraccio without the Scotty that he's going for
Yes.
next, which is increased stats, making
Notice
it
he
even
blinks
harder.
and gets the DD before it
Oh,
gets
yeah.
denied, so... There's a little thanks Gaimin for that one, you know.
Yeah, that one was pretty sweet. It would have been even sweeter if they could have killed the TA with this Aegis expiring, but you could see Boom was in trouble. He knew he was probably going to be dying to Crystallis here, so he turns around and Gods rebukes him.
He was subbing out his items to try and die during that Aegis.
Oh, that's smart.
That's a sick play right there, actually.
That is very, very smart.
Reduce your overall HP to try and tick out to that urn or whatever.
Yeah.
That would have been next level. It also would have looked pretty bad if he just like had the Aegis expire and then got insta-popped, but...
Yeah. I can't help but wondering if Boom had just accepted his fate, you know, and been like, okay, TA might kill me here, but...
Yeah, I almost think it would have been better, but...
Yeah.
You don't know, right? Like, he can maybe BKB pop another refraction, and then he might not be dying that fast.
Yeah.
But I would have waited for it, you know. No guts, no glory.
As a result, Gaimin Gladiators, again, they did lose their Animage in that last engagement, so the net worth has kept pretty even.
Yes,
the
Scotty,
2,000
though.
that you see is just the difference between AM and the TA. But yeah, now the Scotty's done on AM, so big power spike.
Yeah, time to go. They do have an E-Blade on Toby, which it'll help stall this AM a little bit, but I fear for these supports, and I fear for, again, some mana void on one of these cores if the fight goes long. I feel like if the fight goes long, it has to favor this Jakiro and Anti-Mage if they're alive.
Sweeping across the map. Getting some high ground vision down.
Roche spawns.
Entity very smartly playing underneath their tower outside of any vision.
Celery's trying to bait the go, but there's no Radiant Vision here, actually, so...
They're going to move out now, spotted by this high ground ward.
This is a good ward.
It's a really good ward. Toby's got to get out of here. Defensive burrow strike, but the arena comes through. Boom, going for the execution onto the Bane, and they just might be able to get him before anything really big happens. Duraccio does get hit by the silence, but pops the Manta, turns around, burning through Chris so quickly. He does get he was a little bit afraid of the physical damage there, but they're ready to go back in. Very smart plays. Gaimin Gladiators playing the edges of this team fight. Now Duraccio jumping back in on the
silence.
but at the same time he's silenced. He doesn't have a Manta this time around, and the magic damage cuts down the Anti-Mage.
and both 5s bought back, but AM did not have enough gas to re-enter that fight. Like, you still have to respect the silence and stuns that can come out, especially when you don't have BKB yet. You're relying on this Manta and the counter spell. Didn't have either.
Yeah.
This is just a little greedy. Maybe if he has Mana Void there to re-engage, but he used it super early to try and get this Bane kill.
And that all comes from the fact he had to do that for the Bane came from the defensive Decrepify from Stormstormer.
That's why this Pugna hero's, I mean, he was first pick, but this hero can be super annoying if he's not the first to go down. Pretty much all of his spells are just, they're anti-core spells in a sense. The save, the stalls, the heals, even this Pugna Ward versus int carries, which, I mean, there aren't really any of this game. Maybe you count Jakiro, I don't, but this guy's kit is designed to be super annoying in these late game fights that go long. He's kind of their saving grace if this AM is still unchecked in a way. Stormstormer, he's played this game really well. Like, this Pugna hero is not that straightforward a hero to execute in these late game fights. You need to really think about your positioning, your itemization, how you're combining your spells, how you're not screwing your team over by, you know, decreping who TA wants to hit. And he's 8-1 having a really good game, so it's cool to see. Toby almost getting ripped back by that Hurricane. That was very close.
He is still going to be caught by the arena, though. Decrepify save once again, but this time around there's magic damage behind it with the Jakiro. He still manages to
burn out.
Oh, he does get burned out. Stormstormer tried last second to be able to help him out with the life drain, but it wasn't quite good enough.
That's a big kill, because this is all about Roshan here. The smoked Harpy Scout giving vision. We're back at it with the HOD build. You can have all the vision, though, but you're going to have to take this fight. And there is Ags on Tofu right now, so look for this save on Anti-Mage. I feel like if Anti-Mage gets saved, or this Jakiro gets saved, it could just be the fight over.
They're going to back out, hit by a trap, the buyback of the Sand King, Gaimin Gladiators, back out initially, but they do want to keep this going. Again, perhaps trying to bait out Duraccio as Tofu's ready to go with that time-lapse save. Duraccio actually wanted to get aggressive here.
The Harpy Scout's seeing everything right now. They're pinging it. They know it's there, too.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to take... He took it.
Okay.
There goes their vision.
They managed to take the Harpy for themselves. They can turn it back around on Entity to be able to get some nice aggressive vision down to help defend this kit.
Stormstormer has no mana.
He has... he's missing 2,000 mana.
Yo,
That's
boys.
terrifying.
Can you wait a little to do Roche? I got to go heal, you know?
Oh, dear. That's not good at all. Entity, they may be forced to try and jump into this team fight without Stormstormer ready to go. Roshan's dying so damn slowly. They're going to throw out the Macropyre. They're burning through Crystallis's... okay, there goes the Refraction. They do manage to get that into the jump. Force Staff. Okay, the Force Staff gives him all that magic damage, and boom, with the big entrance, they manage to catch some serious heroes. Toby in the back line is getting ripped apart by Duraccio right now. With the help of Boom, they manage to pop him, while Crystallis gets kited around by this Jakiro. He was able to do practically nothing in that team fight, but they do manage to get at least that 8-second life, though.
Oh, what a save.
Yeah, the last second time lapse, barely saving him. The TA is right there, but he's just getting kited around again by the Jakiro. Duraccio was at least a little bit low after the time-lapse save, but TA didn't get more than one swing in before the Jakiro came through with the Ice Path.
That was a crazy clutch save by Tofu there at the end, because maybe if they get AM, they feel a bit better about that fight. Somehow Crystallis just walked in the pit, takes up the Aegis, takes, like, I don't really know how that happened, but a good target prioritization from Gladiators. They kind of know, like, sure, you can take this Aegis, but again, we're just going to keep killing your team. Yeah, that's what this AM thrives on. He doesn't care about this Templar Assassin right now.
And the TA can't quickly kill people when there's arena walls in the way, when there's attack speed slows. So we'll watch this again as Crystallis, yeah, he pops it. He just walks right into the pit, immediately targets it.
Nice
That's
force
his
staff,
old
too.
BKB being used.
Yeah. And TA without BKB, it is not easy to engage in this game.
Stormstormer with BKB, he's
not
not able to crepify himself, but as soon as the BKB goes away, he gets hit by an Ice Path. Perfect timing from Ace as the spear cuts down Fishman. All 5 dead again on the side of Entity as Gaimin Gladiators look to be able to take one. Who knows how much more, because bottom lane is open as well.
Economic destruction here. Jakiro is online, carrying those fights, huh, Kat?
Oh, yeah. The core Jakiro, much to your chagrin, is winning.
I mean, honestly, at this point, he's really annoying. He's going to do a lot of work because he's too tanky for you to just easily burst. He can play in the back line. His AM and Mars can frontline for him. And
Look at that, 14
spells do a lot of damage.
Damn. This
Yeah.
guy, second most hero damage.
Paying off.
I thought you would have more respect for Core Jakiro coming from North America. Whoa, time-lapse save is going to be able to get the Marzon out of there while Dyrachio full commits to be able to get the Skywrath Mage. Blinks out, Celery. He's going to be able to force staff down to low ground as well. So they're going to have to play this one out 4 versus 5 with the Arena already landing onto the Templars.
Ice Path follow-up.
Ice Path with the Macro Pyre. The TA's just getting burned down. He does manage to get saved by the Trep fight now, the BKB, but eventually it's one or the other. It's either the magic damage or the physical damage from Dyrachio. One is going to be able to get you. TA dies once, has a buyback. But again, it's one last desperate hold for Entity to be able to close out this series in a 2-0, and it's just not looking like it's going to be that way. We are looking at a game 3 here.
There's not enough magic damage in the world to deal with this anti-mage right now.
Yep, and he is fearlessly jumping in over and over again at this point in time.
Bro, you didn't have to mana void the Bane there. Like, come on, that's a send a message mana void. I mean, very nicely played.
Telling Stormstormer there is not enough saves in the world. And so that means we're going to go to a game